my name is Béatrice Gilbert and I'm a third-year business student at Champlain-St. Lawrence. During a previous semester, we have learned about various aspects of human resources and the issues of the job. This semester, we're focused on learning more about various aspects of management. Management seems like a broad word that can mean plenty of things. We automatically think of being the boss of a big company, responding to too many emails, and directing big projects for the company. Although, unlike some may think, management is far more complex than acting like the CEO of Facebook or Google. Management can also be as simple as a floor supervisor of a retail store. Both Google's CEO and Canadian Tire's evening floor supervisor have things in common. In the following minutes of this mind-blowing video, you're going to learn more about what they have in common. This semester, I would like to incorporate news and some actuality to my videos. Therefore, to start each explanation of summaries, I'm going to present a piece of news and relate it to what we have learned in the chapter. It can sometimes be only names of companies or how they act in their company. This way, it is easier to understand the sometimes complex data. This is another trick that I have used over the years. Since I like to read the news, I try to think and associate the news to a course and sometimes to a more specific aspect that I have learned. This helps to remember better and to understand more deeply since you are really thinking thoroughly. Starting with Chapter 1, I'm going to highlight the fact that Julie Payette, ex-Governor General of Canada, has been forced, we can assume, to step down from her position due to a hostile working environment. During her employment from 2017 to 2021, over 40 employees have reported and said that she was verbally brutal, direct, and that her management methods created a hostile and stressful environment in the workplace. In Chapter 1, we're going to learn about what exactly is management and how one becomes a manager. First of all, the book's definition of management is getting work done through others. For example, when an employee has too many tasks to complete by himself, he may hire employees and start managing a team, project, and others. A manager plans, organizes, leads, and controls. Like I said in my introduction, a manager is not only an authoritarian figure that acts as a controller over his employee. Like a queen bee, the person has to be liked and has to create a peaceful and productive environment. If the queen bee allows herself to be seen as a prison guard, such as Mrs. Payette did, she's going to be asked to step down from management. Like said, top-level managers like Elon Musk have something in common with, for example, Annie, floor manager at Canadian Tire. They both have to encourage employees to work towards a common goal. Managers all have to perform some roles such as figurehead, leader, liaison, monitor, disseminator, spokesperson, entrepreneur, disturbance handler, resource allocator, and negotiator. Of course, the same level of responsibility doesn't apply to all levels of management. As team leaders make more small mistakes, while top managers make little to no mistakes, but when they do, the company can be in jeopardy. When looking for a manager, companies look for 3 types of skills, such as technical, human, and conceptual. While we're talking about famous companies, we can think of 2. To present Chapter 3, I'm going to talk about Nike and Canada Goose. Both have made the headlines in the past few months due to their lack of social responsibility and ethics. There was a time where companies thought that the less they spent, the more profit they were going to make. This is somewhat a true statement. Although, when using cheap and often too young labor and natural resources, companies think that they will have a better financial growth. But when not acknowledging one's social responsibility, a company will often see a decline as clients will seek for a better alternative. In Chapter 3, we start by identifying unethical behavior in the workplace. Example can be workplace deviance, production deviance, property deviance, employee shrinkage, political deviance, and personal aggression. To counter the later list, the USA have agreed on the Sarbanes-Oxley Act, while in Canada there is only an international code of ethics. We can agree that we have some work to do. To make sure that these acts do not happen, an employee can test applicants during the interview, have a proper code of ethics, incorporate ethics trainings, create an ethical business climate, be involved in the training, encourage whistleblowers, and allocate fair punishment to violators. Being socially responsible isn't cheap, but can be economically beneficial to a company later on. In the book, we have seen two models, the shareholder model and the stakeholder model. The latter emphasize pleasing all who have an interest in the company, meaning that social responsibility is important. As explained when talking about Nike and Canada Goose, lacking social responsibility can come to a great cost because clients will understand the impact of their purchase has and will try to act in a better manner by purchasing somewhere else. In other words, social responsibility helps a company survive longer and better in the long term. Chapter 3 was not seen in this class. Therefore, let's skip to Chapter 4. Chapter 4 talks about planning and decision making. To better represent and capture the essence of planning and decision making, I'm going to talk about Disney. Everybody has gone or has dreamed of going to Disneyland or Disney World. Disney's goal is to make sure that all employees are the right person to talk to when an incident arises. It's all part of the Disney magic. Employees are given the tools to solve issues right away, from comping meals to offering special experiences. Employees are trained on successful service recovery, so they know the basic guidelines to provide a consistent experience, no matter what level of management they are. One major step of planning and decision making is making sure that there is an employee empowerment management decision making, and Disney emphasizes it really well. They know that all levels of management have to plan and make decisions, but decide to include employees in the process. This is truly magical. Let's put it this way. But even when including employees, how to make a plan prone to work? First of all, a plan has to be specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. Then you must develop commitment towards the goal, track progress, and maintain flexibility. Then it is obvious that different levels of management take different kinds of decisions. The top level makes strategic plans, mission statement, and vision statement. This is more general to the company, and it's focused on a 2 to 5 year plan, while the middle level is more focused on the 6 month to 2 year plan. They plan the tactical plan, which means the way they allocate resources, people, and budget. On the lower level of management, managers see that the operational plan conforms to the goals and objective over a period of 30 days to 6 months. To end this chapter, the book made us see the biggest difference between a productive group decision-making session and an unproductive one. The biggest difference between the two is that there is a cognitive conflict, which are disagreements that focus on problem and issue-related difference of opinion. Doing exercises such as the devil advocacy is a good approach to cognitive conflicts. On the other side, there is the affective conflict, which is a disagreement that focuses on individual and personal issues. As we can all surely understand, a cognitive conflict is the best way to make the most out of a session of ideas, such as a brainstorming session. Well, this is it for chapter 1, 2, and 4 in the first video. While I was reading and studying the 3 chapters, what struck me the most is that although there are very different levels of management, they are all linked and form a chain of command. We often believe that for a company to work, we only need the CEO, but we also need the whole rest of the chain to operate properly and efficiently. The company really performs well when all of the bees of the team are in sync and are on the same page as their queen bee. On this note, let's see each other in another video on management.